Okay, so we're back with another video. I'm going to try and do this one a little differently, only because obviously, as you can tell, I've actually changed my background to white rather than the black that I normally do, and it's so that I can maybe get a little bit better resolution out of the camera. I've got these rolls of coins, the 1942D Batdorf wrapped rolls that are all from the same bank. I have one, as you saw in the last video, that's slightly different than the rest. I'm going to wait and open that one in a little bit, only because I'm not quite sure what it is, but I'm hoping that it's a different date. I doubt it, based on the fact that it's stamped 42D, so it's probably the right date, but it'll be interesting to open a little later. So I want to make sure you guys all understand the difference between a Batdorf wrapped roll and a non-Batdorf wrapped roll. Bank rolls come a variety of different ways. Real quick background on them. Regular wrapped rolls usually have a seam that runs diagonally, like this one does here, along the paper. Those are wrapped and crimped in a crimping machine, and these wrappers come on a giant round roll or spool, basically, of wrappers. Batdorf wrappers are exactly the same. The difference winds up being that a Batdorf wrapper has this very, very unique V-cut to the wrapper, rather than the angle cut to it. Batdorf wrapped rolls like these, I mean, they exist all the way up into the 70s and 80s, believe it or not. A lot of the bigger banks can do it. This happens to be, I think, a 1974 roll, something like that, 74 P roll or D roll, one or the other, something. This one's a different one. So obviously, biggest difference between a Batdorf wrapped roll and a non-Batdorf wrapped roll. Batdorf wrapped rolls significantly tighter wrapped. You cannot pinch around the edges of it. You can see how nice and tight the wrapping is around it versus how loose this one is. I can actually elongate it, pinch it, all sorts of different ones. This one's got a cap on the other end, but you can see how loose this is. I can't do that with this one because the coins in this roll are just simply that much tighter than the other one. So Batdorf wrapped rolls mean usually pretty darn decent coins. So with that being said, I am going to open another one of these rolls. I have to find my glasses, which I don't know where I put my glasses, but we'll just kind of deal with it. I've moved to a little bit different location at the moment because my wife is currently having a party downstairs for her book club. So Batdorf wrapped rolls, I'm going to open one of these, and they're not easy to open. You can't really just peel the ends up and around because they're so tightly crimped. You have to actually open them this way. One of the best tricks, so where these came from too, a gentleman down in Florida was able to get a hold of these from one of his guys that he buys them from, and he had originally gotten a hold of a bunch of 45D rolls, and again, the guy's name happens to be David, so thank you again, David, very much for being very aware of your rolls, and I'm glad some of my videos that I have done in the past are ones that have basically taught him what to look for rolls. So by all means, please, here's a shameless plug, go back and watch some of my other videos. So Batdorf wrapped rolls, he had a whole bunch of 45Ds, and he got a hold of the guy and said, hey, do you have any more other rolls from anything else? And the guy says, yeah, as a matter of fact, I got a whole bunch of 42Ds. So he wound up buying all the 42Ds he had as well. So, there's another helpful hint for you, is if you find a source that has something, don't hesitate to ask if they have anything more. It's always kind of nice to be able to do that. So we're going to keep doing this. You'll notice I'm not wearing gloves. I'm one of those people that doesn't really believe in wearing gloves for a variety of reasons. I'm also talking over my coins, which really I shouldn't be. But I don't wear gloves because I know how to handle my coins. And so if you're an experienced person when it comes to this, go ahead and do what I do. If you're not so experienced, gloves are good. I don't recommend the cotton gloves because it makes you tend to drop the coins. They're hard to grip, and which is the reason why I don't use gloves. So I'm going to open this up. The coins are amazingly in just incredible condition. And like I said, I opened a roll yesterday. I'm going to slide this whole roll right off intact, which is what you kind of want to do if you can, so that you're not touching a whole bunch of the coins. You don't want to dump them into a pile. Dumping coins into a pile is definitely not a good thing, because then you got to try and dig through them all to figure out how to pick them all back up again. So let's go through and take a quick peek at some of these. And I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to do this. I'll do this the best that I can here from that standpoint. But as you can tell, these coins have an absolutely amazing glow and a patina to them. They've actually just aged very, very well in inside these wrappers. Holy cow. Wow. Man. This roll is, wow, twice as nice as the one I opened last night. Maybe it's just me and not having my glasses on, but unbelievable. I apologize for that. I'm paying attention. So I'll do my best to try and get these up into the camera so you can get a chance to see them. But as you can tell, these things are impeccably well struck. Absolutely crystal clear, clean, and just flawlessly struck from the standpoint of the strength of the strike, which is one of the things that we try and look for when it comes to these. Now, the other interesting thing with these rolls, the roll I opened last night, one of the first things I did was I opened it up and I laid it out and I went through it and looked for repunched mint marks. 31 out of the 50 coins in the roll I opened last night had a 1942 D over D repunched mint mark number 3, 003. And I use Variety, Vista. There's all sorts of other places you can go to find them. Wexler's has got them. Copper Coins is another good one. He's got a good YouTube channel on here, so here's a plug for his YouTube channel if you want to look up Copper Coins. He's got some nice stuff. So I did that. One of the first things you want to do with a roll of coins when you open them up, that I always do, is instead of laying them all out individually, I always start to line them up, and this is what's known as facing your coins. You'll notice that as I hold these coins and what I do with the coins, if the coin here happens to be flipped reverse, like this one is, I will actually grab it and I will literally flip it using the tip of the finger that I have here and roll it in between my thumb and middle finger of my left hand. And then what I'll do is I'll actually put it back on top of the pile that I have so that I can orient it correctly. And I try and line them up so that they're all oriented in the same direction. Heads and dates are all in the same place. So I'll do that one more time so you guys can see how I do that. Grab it, literally just take and flip it. With that, you're not touching anything. You're not touching any surface with your other finger. Then I'll put it back down on there, grip it back up again, and then I'll lay it back down on the surface there. So that's a real good way to do that. I'm going to end the video here. We're almost at 9 minutes, and I'm going to go through the rest of this roll, and I'll come back with another video with some of what I've found, and I'll lay them out in grade piles or grade rows, basically, and also a little bit about the repunched mint mark. So I'll go grab my glasses so that I can see that, and we'll go through this roll and see what I wind up with. And then I've got 5 other rolls to go through, and I think the next roll I'm going to open is going to be the mystery roll here, the tails, ends. So hopefully you'll see me back in a few minutes with another video. We'll talk to you in a little bit.